Today we'll be finishing or continuing to work on our sunflower that's inspired by Vincent van Gogh. So last week I asked you to make your background, remembering his art style, which is very rough and bumpy, and if possible leaving behind some brush strokes so that it looks like there's lots of movement in your art. If you colored it, it's fine to leave behind like lines on this one. Usually I ask you to go really slowly and neatly and cover up all the areas, but we're trying to resemble this art style that Vincent van Gogh does. Okay, so we're going to be making a vase first. So now our vase needs to take up a good amount of our space on our background. That's working on balance and creating enough visual interest in all parts of your picture. So grab a piece of color construction paper. I picked black, but you can pick another color. Just try not to pick the same colors that the paint background is this one. And then using some type of a flexible thing, a piece of yarn, a shoestring, a cord from a phone. You're going to use that for an edge, basically. You're going to make a shape of an S after your paper is folded. Make sure your fold is on the left side when you're doing this, and you're making an S shape and tracing it. I used a white color pencil so you can see. So the top of it is the top of the vase, and I just drew a line across. Now I'm going to cut. So again, make sure that your fold mark is on the left side so that when you cut this and you open it, you'll have a symmetrical vase. So both sides are going to be the same. That's one of the concepts we're working on this 9 weeks is symmetry. So now as I open the vase, you'll see that both sides are identical. If this is giving you trouble, I have included a printout that you can print out and cut, and it will give you the same image. You're just not creating the symmetry on your own, you're just going to cut it out. So gluing that vase on, I like to cover the edges with my glue so that it will not flop off when I'm working. And a few drops in the middle should be enough, squiggly line. Glue that so that it is taking up most of the space on the bottom and not on the top. I want to leave the top part so we can do some beautiful flowers. Remember, all that empty space on the top on the wall, you want that to be filled with sunflowers. I'm going to include Vincent van Gogh's sunflower picture at the end so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. He uses all the space and balances out the top and the bottom with those flowers. Next, you're going to grab, I use pastels. I like pastels for this because they do a good job of blending and mixing the colors up, and they give some interesting lines when you're working with them. So I started with pastels. You can use whatever you've got handy, but if you can, give those pastels a try. I'm going to start by making some circles for your flowers. I recommend no less than 3, but you could do more if you have room. So if your flowers are smaller, then you're going to want to do more than just 3. But if your flowers are larger, then you can use 3 and you'll work well. And continue on with those centers. And then for your flower petals, I usually kind of make like a letter C for each side, like a C and a backwards C, and you'll see that in a second. And that will give you a flower petal, and you just have to repeat that line all the way around. So there's my C, and there's backwards C, and I connected. A C and a backwards C. Sometimes it's easier to turn your paper around as you're working with this, so just flip it around and keep going. You want to outline these later with darker colors so you can see them better. That's what I've done. And so for the rest of this video, I just want you to watch, and once you feel like you're ready, go ahead and get started with yours. And looking forward to seeing your beautiful sunflowers.